You know, I've been playing video games for about as long as I can remember, man. And my childhood has been filled to the brim with tons and tons of classic games on Nintendo systems and Sony systems, and even on, Microsoft. I had an Xbox 360 growing up. But bro, so many memories with video games, and so many of these games that helped shape a lot of my interests that I now love today. And in today's episode of the BR80 Show, we're gonna be going into my top 5 childhood games that I will never forget. Now, starting with number 1, and I think the most influential and most nostalgic game that I have ever had the chance to play as a kid in my entire life. An absolute classic on Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64. I even have a boxed version of this game. But Super Mario 64, oh my goodness, this game here is something special to me. All right, let's take it way back to when I was about 6 to 7 years old. So my grandpa, his name was Grandpa Tom. His full name was Thomas. And my middle name is Thomas. This ring here that he gave me, that you see me wearing in the vids, is his ring. He personally gave it to me before he passed. So I really looked up to this man, and even now to this day, think about him all the time. And this game especially brings back the memories with my grandpa, man. So, my grandpa had the Nintendo 64 at his house. At my house, I had a PS2. My aunt had a PS1. My grandpa had a Nintendo 64. And, just a lot of variety with the fam. So, I was always so excited to go to my grandpa's house, because not only to hang out with him, and he was a fucking amazing guy. He took us to Perkins. There was this playground down the street by his house, dude. Oh my goodness. He was a great guy, man. And I always looked forward to as well playing the Nintendo 64 that he had at his house, hooked up to his big ass CRT TV. I played the most of Super Mario 64 now when I was over there. He also did have a few other games that I also have in the collection here too. Army Men, Stardust Heroes 2, I loved that game as well. I played a lot of Rampage 2, Universal Tour. I played a lot of this game. He also had a Star Wars game. I can't remember exactly what that one was, but also Paperboy. He had this one, and I have the box, Paperboy. I love to play a lot of these games, but Super Mario 64 was the one I played the most. But no, I was always so excited to go over there, like I said, bringing us to Perkins. He brought us to McDonald's. Dude, he spoiled us as kids, man. There was this one car wash that we used to go to, and I don't know if they have them nowadays, but it was the car wash where you get out of the car and you watch your car being washed through this glass pane inside, and they have snacks like popcorn, and they had those circus peanuts. I specifically remember they had the circus peanuts. Perkins, Denny's too, but Perkins was I always associated Perkins with him, man. We went to Denny's a few times, but bro, amazing memories with my grandpa. And he passed when I was around 7. Didn't really know him for that long in my childhood, but he helped make the childhood amazing, man. Amazing. And not only that, but and Super Mario 64 is very special to me because of him. This game reminds me of, and here's the thing too, is whenever I pop this game in and I play it, I always get a sense of obviously a sense of nostalgia, because I played this all the time as a kid when I went over there, but not only just a sense of nostalgia, but a sense of feeling of bro, I feel how I felt as a kid playing this game. There was a certain feeling when I was over there in just his house, just being in a very comfortable, safe environment, dude, and playing this game. It's just some sort of feeling that only can be felt whenever I play this game. And I still feel that, man, whenever I do play this game every now and again. Just a feeling of comfort and safeness, and just also a way to remember such an amazing person that I had in my life. This game is amazing too, by the way. And I was scared to go into Lethal Lava Land. I never went in there. I was too scared. The painting is fucking creepy. But I never made it to the upstairs 3rd level. I think I made it to the downstairs. I never beat the second boss in downstairs, Bowser. But bro, this game is awesome. Just amazing memories with Super Mario 64. Not only just because it's an amazing game, but because it reminds me of such an amazing time in my childhood and reminds me of such an amazing person that I had in my life. And reminds me of an amazing grandfather who made my childhood one to remember. Now, my number 2 childhood game that I will never, ever forget is such another influential game to me, and a game that came from my first ever home console, the PlayStation 2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Oh my goodness, man. Let me tell you, this game really kind of shaped how I am today. Not only just the skateboarding, because I had a skateboarding phase as a kid because of this game. I begged my mom to get a skateboard for, I think I got it for like my birthday or something, and it was one of the cheap Walmart ones, but still, loved that thing to death. I practiced ollies and shove-its in the grass, and I eventually got to do ollies and even shove-its on cement, but I never got farther than that. I could even do it rolling too, which I was pretty proud of. But I had a whole skateboarding phase as a kid because of this goddamn game here. The soundtrack, I listened to a lot of this kind of music when I was a kid. And not only just this whole skateboarding aspect, this game is amazing. And I also have had a lot of amazing memories with my friend Zane, especially. So I had this friend named Zane way back in the day when I used to live in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, he was one of my best friends of all time. We rode the bus together. I remember I used to get off the bus at his house just to go inside. We used to play GTA Vice City all the time, back when I could not play GTA games at my house, but he had Vice City. We played that all the time, but also we played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 all of the time, man. I had the most memories with Zane through this game, I think, and a little bit of Spy Hunter 2 as well, and a little tiny bit of Lego Indiana Jones. We played that too. Not only did we do so much together, we went to school together, we did so much stuff outside, like going to water parks, going all of these fun places, you know, back when you're a kid and you can't drive, and his mom would take us everywhere. He had an awesome mom, let me tell you. We went to a lot of fun places. When it comes to gaming, we really connected over gaming, especially throughout the PlayStation 2. He also had Call of Duty Big Red One that we played together as well, alternated whenever we died in like the campaign and stuff. But bro, this game here is fucking phenomenal. Me and Zane did a lot of split screen, free skate, and especially the biggest part about this game that I have the best memories with is the park editor. Me and Zane used to edit so many parks. We used to, oh my gosh, we had so many parks. I still have them on my old memory card. And dude, the parks are kind of bad. Some of them are actually pretty good. But dude, just a lot of amazing memories with me and Zane. I haven't talked to him for over 10 years. I don't know what's going on in his life. Hope all is well. But you know, whenever I play this game, I not only just enjoy my time because of how fun and good the game is, but it reminds me a lot of the memories I had with Zane, my old time friend that I haven't heard from for a very long time. But an amazing game. Helped shape a lot of my interests nowadays. I'm not really into skateboarding nowadays, but I still love to play skateboarding games. And this is my all-time favorite skateboarding game of all time. A lot of amazing memories. Now, coming in at number 3, this one comes from another one of my earliest gaming memories that I can remember. And that game, well, before I show you, let me just talk. I had an aunt, well, I still have an aunt. I haven't seen her in a very long time, since I was a kid, honestly, but Aunt Petey, her name was. And her house was awesome. She had a bunch of dogs. She had a dog named Pickles and Baby and Frankie. Oh my gosh, those dogs were fucking awesome. But she had a basement where she had a PlayStation 1 set up. And oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times that I went down there to her house. I went downstairs to play PS1, and I played a ton of Spiderman on PS1. Now, this game here, my favorite Spider-Man game ever created, and I have so many fond memories of this game because of going to my aunt's house and playing this down in the basement. Now, her basement had okay, so you know when you're a kid, there's these certain smells that are very, very nostalgic. Like sometimes in real life, you'll get that whiff of a childhood smell and it'll just straight up take you back. Well, let me tell you, I've never gotten a whiff of this in my older years, but when I was a kid, her basement smelt so, it's such a hard feeling to describe, or a hard smell to describe, but it was like such a nostalgic basement smell, like such a comforting smell in her basement. I don't know if it was because the washer was down there and she was always doing laundry or something, but oh my goodness, it was such a nostalgic smell. But whenever I played this game, she had like 3 games on the PS1. She had Spider-Man. Don't mind my girl. I love you, but I should really turn this ringer off whenever I'm filming. Anyways, whenever I went over there, she had like 3 games. She had Spider-Man, she had Twisted Metal 2, and then she had this very specific PS1 demo disc. Here it is, right here. This is the exact one too that she had. Boom. PS1 demo disc. This is my all-time favorite demo CD of all time as well. Such an amazing demo disc. But she only had those 3 games, really. But yeah, growing up as a little boy, I loved superheroes. Absolutely loved them. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. And, just this game is phenomenal. And so many amazing memories. I used to beat this thing in one sitting, like I said, because we never had the memory card. But just an experience, man. Like, if you have played this game or any of these games I'm talking about as a kid, I feel like you can kind of relate with me, man. And even just any game in general, for a lot of you guys who used to play video games back in the day and have these certain games they used to play all the time, you know the kind of feeling I'm feeling when you talk about something that you used to play all the time as a kid. And Spider-Man, Pro Skater 3, Super Mario 64, and the other 2 that are coming up in this vid, I played a lot of these back in the day as a kid, have very amazing fond memories of. And a lot of my childhood experiences is a reason for why I love retro gaming so much and why I created this whole entire channel based around retro gaming, because of how much it means to me, man. They're not just games to me. They're really not just games. They're whole life experiences. They're whole memories. They're literally what made me who I am today, man. But yeah, Spider-Man on PS1, phenomenal game, man. And by the way, let me know in the comments what some of your top childhood games are. I'd appreciate it, and I'd love to hear it. Now for number 4, this one comes from my first ever handheld console, the classic white Nintendo DSi, and this was the first ever game that I bought with my own money. It was like some birthday money or something. But New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS. Now this game here, oh my goodness. This one and Super Mario 64 DS. Best DS games ever in the world, by far. But this is the game that I bought with my own birthday money. Me, my mom, and my buddy Zane, actually, we went to Benihana's to eat, if you know that place, Benihana's. I used to go there all the time, man, every birthday, but it was like tradition to go there for my birthdays. But Benihana's, man, we went there, got some birthday money, and the very next day, we went to Walmart. And back in the day, when you don't look at ads, you don't watch reviews on the games, you straight up go to Walmart, you don't know what you're going in there to buy, but you look at the games that they have and you pick one of them out. That's how you bought games back in the day. You didn't watch reviews and stuff. Here's a picture of me and Zane at Benihana's. Check this shit out. Boom, that's me on the, okay, I'm a little disoriented. That's me right there. But yeah, that's me and Zane at Benihana's. I don't know if this is the exact night I got that birthday money. Probably not, or maybe it is. I honestly don't know. But I went to Walmart and I picked out New Super Mario Bros. And I loved this game to death. Absolutely loved this game to death. but like the amazing storyline. And you know, back in the day, the storyline was fire. They're kind of reusing it with all the new Super Mario Brother games. And I think they stopped doing new Super Mario Bros. Because new Super Mario Brothers, it's Super Mario Wonder. It's not new Super. I think they're done with the new series. But amazing level design, story, the mini games is where I remember most. A lot of the memories, dude. The mini games, man. Oh my goodness, the Wanted mini game. Oh, they had so many good ones on here. And that insanely fun 2-player mode that they had. It was like battle or versus or something. They have a screenshot on it right there. They have a screenshot of it. But I used to have this friend group on the bus that all had DSs, and we'd all play Mario Kart DS together, and we would play New Super Mario Bros. Versus mode together. And I had a lot of amazing memories on the school bus playing versus mode with the friends on the bus who all had the DSs and stuff. But such an amazing game. Nintendo DS, I'm trying to start collecting more Nintendo DS. I want to go back and get a classic white DSi to add to the collection. DS content, I'm hoping to get a capture card for a DS soon. It's going to be awesome, so stay tuned. Future of the BR80 show is looking very bright. And for the final game I'm going to be talking about for this video, a game that I will never forget. My first ever PlayStation 2 game that I ever played, and I know this for a fact, this is the first one that I ever played. Midnight Club Street Racing, the first Midnight Club. Now, just real quick, if I was to rank every Midnight Club game, it would be LA as number 1, this one as number 2, 3 Dub Edition, and then 2 as my least favorite. I love this game so much, and yes, the controls are terrible, the handling is terrible, but the vibe, the atmosphere of these 2 levels, New York and London, that they have in this game, absolutely such a vibe. Also, the cover art is just phenomenal as well. But I did a lot of free roam in this game. I did play the story, I just never made it to London. I never beat the New York story. I thought it was a little too hard as a kid. Never made it to London, but I did a lot of free roaming in New York, and I love the area where you can go on the rooftops in New York, where you can jump to that ship that's out in the water. And then in London, especially in London, where they have that huge jump over the lake or the river. Me and my buddy Christopher, who is also, you know, one of the guys I played DS with on the bus, he came over a lot, and we did a lot of 2-player split screen on Midnight Club, where we tried to see who could jump the farthest across that river. And sometimes you can go so far that you'd land on the rooftops of the buildings across. It was fucking fun, man. Also, in free roam, they don't have any police in free roam. So what I used to do as a kid in the New York stage, I remember this distinctly. I remember doing this. They have these little ass police, little tiny ass cars. I don't know what you call them, but they're not actual police cars. They won't chase you. But what I used to do as a kid in free roam, I used to act like those little fucking things were chasing me. And if you drive into them like super fast, they will like basically just explode. Like they are so like pretty tiny ass cars. I don't even know why they're roaming the streets and where the hell the normal police officers are. But there's another level that I really remember. I think it was called like I Smell Bacon or something like that. And it was this level where it was just straight up all cops, no traffic, no civilians, all cops chasing you, and you have to get to the end. It's like a race against the cops or something. And these cops in this, the cops in this game, dude, are fucking kamikaze. That's all I gotta say. But nah, man, such an amazing time with Midnight Club LA. Or Midnight Club Street. Midnight Club LA too. I played that a lot as a kid on 360, but Midnight Club Street Racing on the PS2. My first ever PlayStation 2 game that I ever played. But there we have it, everyone. My top 5 childhood games that I will never forget. Such an amazing childhood that I had with video games. And these aren't even the only ones that I'll never forget. I have plenty more. So if you want me to do another video where like I do top 5 more retro games, childhood games I'll never forget, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely get to that. I have tons more games to talk about, man. But yeah, hope you are enjoying these chill Sunday episodes. As you know, the new schedule, we have the Thursday the more chaotic, more editing, more lore-based episodes, and then Sunday we have the more chill episode where we get a little personal, you know what I'm saying? But hope y'all are enjoying the new schedule. And if you like retro gaming, man, we post weekly over here, man. So subscribe for weekly retro gaming content. And lastly, thank you to my amazing channel members, a part of BR80 crew. We have Baby Brady, Tate Harris, BR80's girl, Nick Wally, and Ben Wally, aka Young Chili. Thank you guys so much for contributing to the members. And also Damien and Dominic, a part of BR80 Basics. If you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, the links are also in the description down below. But yeah, also let me know down below some of your childhood classic games and some memories you've had with those. I'd love to hear it, man. So we'll see you on Thursday. We went deep today. Man, I had a great memory. I had a great childhood with some great memories. I'm fucking yapping. Anyways, have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next time. Peace out.